Al Jazeera Podcasts.
I'm David Enders, and this is The Take. As Israel's war on Gaza, Lebanon, and Syria continues, we're coming to you on Sundays with a weekly roundup. This week, Syria's government has declared a ceasefire in southern Syria. Israel bombed both Syria and Lebanon. Students in Gaza struggle to complete exams. Today is Sunday, July 20. It is day 653 of the war in Gaza, where at least 58,765 Palestinians have been killed. Syria's government has announced that a ceasefire has been reached in the southern Syrian province of Odeh after a week of fighting. This is Al Jazeera's Mohammed Vall in Damascus.
On Saturday, the government declared a ceasefire, and in a televised address, President Ahmed al-Shara called on all parties to lay down their arms and help the government restore peace.
While we thank the clans for their heroic stance, we call on them to adhere to the ceasefire and follow the orders of the state. All should understand this moment requires unity and full cooperation so we can overcome these challenges and preserve our country from foreign interference and internal sedition.
In the past few days, tribal fighters from all over the country have streamed into Odeh to support the Bedouin community, who say they're being massacred by Druze factions. Bedouin leaders have welcomed the ceasefire and say they will abide by its terms. The Druze too seem to accept the truce. Hikmat al-Hajri, a prominent spiritual leader, called for all Bedouin fighters to be escorted safely out of Odeh. Security forces from the Interior Ministry have been deployed to help separate rival groups and oversee the implementation of the ceasefire. But there are still reports of ongoing fighting in the city, with some Druze leaders voicing strong opposition to the cessation of hostilities.
This week saw Israel bomb both Lebanon and Syria, with airstrikes hitting the Ministry of Defense in central Damascus. Al Jazeera's Nour Odeh reported on Israel's strategy of attempting to enforce regional hegemony.
On Wednesday, Israel carried out airstrikes on the Syrian Defense Ministry and near the presidential palace in the heart of Damascus, as well as on government troops entering Odeh. Israel is now a main actor in the crisis that is threatening to unravel Syria's fragile new reality. The strikes are to protect the Syrian Druze community, it claims, and that this military intervention is at the request of Israeli Druze who serve in the army and have pledged allegiance to the Israeli state. But analysts say the move has less to do with the minority Druze community and more with a strategic Israeli objective to create a new reality. It's a zero-sum formula of territorial expansion and concurrent wars. Endless war on Gaza, relentless attacks on Lebanon, strikes on Yemen, threats of resumed hostilities with Iran, and in Syria, territorial expansion and direct military intervention. But pushback from Washington has been minimal. U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio described the airstrikes on Damascus as a misunderstanding.
In Gaza this week, at least 3 children were reported to have starved to death as Israel continues to prevent aid from entering the area. Attacks against Palestinians seeking what little aid is available also continued, with dozens killed as they attempted to obtain food from U.S.-run distribution sites. Hundreds more people were killed in the ongoing bombardment. Amidst the genocide taking place, Palestinians struggle for any sense of normalcy. This week, it was students attempting to sit for exams. Al Jazeera's Tareq Azzoum spoke to some of them in Deir al-Balah, in central Gaza.
High school students in Gaza were supposed to be university students by now, but nearly 2 years of war have derailed their futures. For these teenagers, their final year of school simply disappeared. The Israeli assault has devastated Gaza's education system, damaging or destroying 95% of educational institutions. Formal classes are nearly impossible. In response, Gaza's education ministry has launched an online platform the first of its kind on the Strip to enable high school seniors to take their final secondary school exam. Students log in from cafes, tents and shelters wherever they can find a charged device and a flicker of internet connection.
We're taking exams online, but it's so difficult. The internet is weak, many of us don't have devices, and there's no safe space to take the test. We also lost our books in the bombardment.
For Palestinian students, this is more than just an exam. It's a gateway to higher education, scholarships, and a future beyond the Israeli blockade.
And that's The Take for Sunday, July 20. Please join us again tomorrow. This episode was produced by me, David Enders. Our sound designer is Alex Roldan. Alexandra Locke is The Take's executive producer, and Ney Alvarez is Al Jazeera's head of audio.